Alexa, can you play Cadillac by Miss J.J. Diamond?
Here's Cadillac by Miss J.J. Diamond, featuring Lloyd Banks on Amazon Music.
What you gonna do is good music and G-Unit. Yeah. What you gonna do is good.
Alexa, volume up. Alexa, volume up. Sucking on my toes before we hit the door. He started beating me like a candy store against the wall. He put it in my donut hole. Why his pants were sagging to the floor. He jumped in the shower. He washed me down. You know I had to turn around. I almost fell and hit the floor. Now he had to lean over the toilet bowl. Alexa, pause. Good morning, y'all. This is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss J.J. Diamond, Jackie, Deja, whatever y'all call me. First, we want to thank God for being alive another day, because it's a struggle every single day. Y'all continue to be safe out there, because the numbers are still rising. So just thank God. Every time you wake up, open your eyes, thank God, and continue to pray. Let's see what the weather is today here in Charlotte. Alexa, what's the weather today here in Charlotte?
Right now in Charlotte, it's 37 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly cloudy skies. Today's forecast has clouds and showers, with a high of 51 degrees and a low of 32 degrees.
It's a little chilly. We ain't got much longer, though. That's the thing about Charlotte. We start getting warm come March, beginning of April. It's not like we even really wearing coats now anyway. So, that's the thing I like about Charlotte is just that the weather is bipolar. One day you could be out there and be 75 degrees, and the next day is 30 degrees. And then by 12 is 75 degrees. It's just crazy, y'all. The weather here is crazy. But anyway, good morning. Today I just wanted to talk about the entertainment business and the levels of entertainment. Of course, we know that the newer music industry is a lot different than what it was. But I'm going to explain to y'all how things used to go back in the day. 30 years ago, was it 30 years ago? No, 20-something years ago. I keep forgetting how old I am. Not as old as I think, okay? But it's about 20-something years ago. Y'all heard me play Cadillac. That's one of my top songs right now. It still is not beating out Pop Your Pum Pum. But it is definitely one of my top songs right now. That and me and Chris Brown, War for Me, those two are the top three of my selling songs. I'm thankful because War for You has been selling, it's been out, I would say 5 years, and it's still getting sales. So I'm thankful for that. That's a blessing. We wanted to re-release it. We're having some issues with that. So I'm waiting on RCA to see what they want to do, because we're definitely having some issues with trying to re-release it. Some of these companies are acting real fidgety because it was already released, and then Google took it down because they took down all their music, and I had nothing to do with that. But they're just making things difficult as usual. This is how it is in the music industry. But we're gonna go on to how Miss JJ got started in this entertainment thing, okay? Now, first and foremost, I want to let y'all know, okay, it's levels to the entertainment business, okay? When I said there's levels to the entertainment business, meaning sports are the highest of entertainment in the entertainment industry, okay? Then comes the R&B singers, the pop singers, than the rappers, okay? And that's just the way they designed it, okay? And it's because with sports, most of them guys get contracts, or, you know, they are in Olympics, or they did major sports in school. Now, granted, I'm one of the ones that did sports in school. And then that's what I want people to understand, okay? I'm athlete, okay? Athlete, entertainment first. Then dancing, then music. Okay, I need y'all to understand that. There's different levels of it, okay? And I know y'all heard me talk about double dutch yesterday. I was also a track runner. I played handball and tennis, okay? And in sports, your stamina is a little bit different, you know, than just being, say, a person that is writing a rhyme standing in front of a mic. You know, I'm not trying to shade y'all or anything. I'm just want to explain to y'all how this thing goes. And this is why certain people get more recognized than others, okay? Now, like with me, I'm going to use myself, you know, I may not be recognized in the music as much because that's not my level of expertise. My level of expertise is an athlete. Okay, so I'm recognized more by the athletes than I am by the music industry. Okay, and I'm going to tell y'all why. Okay, and that comes again, me being in New York, my home, doing sports in school, running with people that did sports, that played basketball, you know, being out at the Ruckers, people knowing my name, even though I wasn't playing basketball, but just being out there screaming, yelling with the rest of the people, you know, gave me a name. Okay. Then I was one also to go dancing at the parties and the clubs. Okay. So the first thing they would say is, hey, that's the same girl that was at the Ruckers the other day. And don't she run track in school? And I be seeing her on a handball court. I be seeing her playing tennis. You know what I'm saying? That's how your name gets out there, okay? With the sports. When you start young, it comes from young. So we get a different level of respect because we were athletes. And it starts very young, okay? Things that a rapper may not get away with, a athlete will, because I tell you, this phone always wants to ring when I'm trying to do my podcast. There's always somebody interrupting something, okay? Because they know you have more to lose. Meaning, you can have, say, a football star. He does something stupid. They will try their best to try to help this person because they know that becoming an athlete can be the best thing ever because you're going to get millions and millions of dollars of contracts, okay? Or you could become a Olympic star, you know, in the state. This goes on state record, okay? So it's looked at differently. And I just want to explain this to y'all, and this is especially for the younger ones, because if you were thinking about being in sports versus being in becoming a rapper, you can do both, but focus more on your sports because the level of expertise is different. Okay, I just wanted to explain that to y'all. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I was looking on Miss Miami's page from the City Girls, and they had did a Shady, well, Eminem and Lloyd Banks. Who's the best rapper, whatever the case may be. And, you know, I was laughing because they didn't recognize that it's two level of expertises in my song. Okay, when I scream Shady, I'm not talking about Eminem. I'm not talking about, I'm athlete. Okay, so when I'm screaming Shady McCoy. Okay, I just want to let y'all know that. For those that think I was talking about Eminem, you know, and it's no hard feelings, you know what I mean? Because this is the thing. If you don't know, you know, somebody has to tell you. So this is why I make these podcasts, so I can explain to you guys what the deal is when it comes to doing these type of things. You know what I mean? So yeah, when I scream Shady, Shady in my song, I'm talking about Shady McCoy. At the time, Shady McCoy was playing for, first he was playing for the Eagles, and then he was playing for the Buffalo Bills. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Buffalo Bills and why I continue to be an athlete entertainer. Okay? Let's get going up the road to Buffalo, New York. We leaving Harlem now, y'all. We're going up to Buffalo, New York. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm gonna throw this out there. just thinking. Every time I start talking, y'all, I start thinking more and more stuff start coming back to me. Prodigy and oh gosh, what is his name? We was on our way back to Buffalo. Pulled up in the gas station. Okay. And they ran up on us. You know, this is how popping we was, okay? Where the rappers was running up on us. And this is true facts, I'm telling y'all, okay? And they ran up on us and it was like, hey, what's up, blah, blah, blah. We switched numbers, whatever. You know, we told them we was heading back to Buffalo, whatever the case, you know. And, you know, we connected. We connected with a lot of the rappers because people knew that we were in the clubs. And I just wanted to throw that out there because, you know, they were one of those that recognized who was popping and they needed them. You understand what I'm saying? So I appreciate those guys, you know, and I'm going to always appreciate them guys. When I was in Maryland, I showed a lot of love to them guys, you know, until one passed away, you know, and it kind of like hit me hard, you know, because I didn't, like I said, hang out with them. But, you know, for a person to run up on you like you a major famous star, you know, and they want to connect with you. And, you know, it just hits home, y'all. It just hits home. And see, back then, we didn't take all those pictures and all that. You know, we just did based on love. You know, people might have seen you. Yeah, I seen Deja and Prodigy and them in the parking lot. You know, the word gets around, the streets talk. You know, so that's how things went back in the day. We didn't have social media where we was putting everything online. You know, so when the streets talked heavy. You know, and that's just what it was. However, we going up the road to Buffalo now. So now, you know, we get to Buffalo and we don't understand, you know, the city. So we got to learn the city. You know, we plan on moving there. And, you know, the first thing is, you know, you hit the clubs, you know, see who's who and what's going on. And that's what we did, you know. My team of females was myself and Charlie. You know, they called her Sexy Charlie. You know, she was young. But, you know, they loved her. You know, she had that beautiful brown skin. You know, she had that bounce back hair, you know, and they loved every minute of her, you know. So when we stepped in the club, I was the dancer. I was the one that would hit the dance floor, you know. And I went from one club to the next, to the next, to the next. And what started to jump off, I'm going to tell y'all what started to jump off. Jay-Z and his team started to jump off because when he came to Buffalo, he made sure that we had tickets to be at his show, you know, and I didn't go because he only sent 2 tickets. He sent the 2 tickets for me and Charlie. However, I didn't attend because I had a daughter, which was my daughter, Shaquana. She was in that teenage life and she wanted to be at the show. So I sacrificed and gave her my ticket and took the ladies to the show and let them enjoy themselves. But it was still said in the streets talk, you know, they was there, you know. With that being said, it went from that to me hitting the clubs, dancing heavily, regularly. You know, me and one of my besties, Corey, shout out to him. We would go out to the club every Saturday night after I do hair, because y'all used to do hair. And I get everybody else cute, and then I get myself cute and hit the club. So when I hit the club, you know, as time go on, no. I'm going to go back a little bit. The way it goes in the city is the most popping people in the city, meaning the athletes, they're going to go to the most popping club. Okay? So wherever I hung out at is where they went because they wanted to have fun. And a lot of them had fun watching me get on the dance floor and act a fool. Okay? They would crowd around me. They would buy me food, buy me bottles of wine. Champagne. Wine, that's what I drink now, if I drink it. Buy me bottles of champagne, even put money in my pocket, because they couldn't understand how I can get in there. I would get in there about 11 o'clock at night, and I'd be still dancing by 4 or 3. By the time the club closed, they'd be like, you ain't tired? You want to eat? And I'm like, no, I'm good. Because, I'm music. Music is who I am. I love music. But in order to dance 3 or 4 hours like that, you have to have stamina. And they know stamina only comes with athletes. Okay? So this is why they loved me so much. You know what I mean? Because I gave them a show. I made them feel good. It was no drama, no fighting, no killings. The Buffalo Bills was able to come out and enjoy themselves in a comfortable environment. No drama. Okay? Because the money don't want to be around drama. And this is why a lot of the athletes don't mess with the rappers or the singers because they always got drama going. Okay? So now, it got to the point where, and we had another girl that joined us, and I ain't gonna say her name. We called her Green Eyes, very pretty girl. And like I said in my other song, the song with me and G Unit. I think it's me and G Unit. No, I'm talking about when I had the Buffalo Bills come out to the house because they know I got the baddest bees around. And it was facts. You know what I mean? Yes, my girls looked good, and when we stepped out to the club, they was, hey, that crew right there, because we wasn't about that drama. We just wasn't about it. You know what I'm saying? So people that got things misconstrued and was out here telling lies and all this other stuff, no, we wasn't about drama. If drama came to us, we handled it, but we wasn't about that drama. And this is why people loved us. We did what we needed to do, meaning come out to the club and have fun. Okay? Yes, we met a lot of people. Okay? People with money, millionaires. Okay? We was around these guys every single day. Not every single day, but every single weekend. Okay? So I don't like the fact that certain people try to portray us to be these whores or, whatever they portrayed, when they talk in their songs or whatever the case may be. I personally don't care what you say because I was dealing with big hitters, big millionaires every single weekend. Okay, this is what I did. And they came to my home. They would come around, have a good time with us. Granted, yes, if we needed money, they would give it to us. That don't mean we were whores. Okay, because we didn't have to lay down for that money. They gave us the respect. Okay, and that's what it was about. So I just needed to let y'all know that. Okay, because people, they get things misconstrued and then they want to call themselves helping you and they're hurting you more than they're helping you because they don't know the facts instead of coming to the source and getting the facts. Okay, but I'm giving you the facts today. But anyway, so yeah, when I'm shout out Shady, I'm talking about the Buffalo. I was talking about the Buffalo Bills at the time, and I was talking about Shady McCoy. Okay, because I am athletes. Okay, I'm athletes and TV. Then music. Music is third on my list. Okay, not because I chose it to be. It's because that's the way it's designed. So granted, yes, it's a big deal for me to become a gold artist or, a platinum artist because here it is in another frame of entertainment, I'm doing pretty well. But it also made people haters because they couldn't understand how this woman come in this industry and she makes all these sales without being out there like that. because I was already in the entertainment business before some of you rappers. Okay? So now, I want to talk about this. Banks. The reason why I needed to do that song with Banks is because I had made a big tizzy about G-Unit. You know, when they first came out, I loved 50 Cent. I loved The Game. You know, I thought 50 Cent was one of the dudes that went to school with me and King, but he wasn't. But when I found out who he was, you know, I tried to put it on the streets like, no, that's not him. That's not him. But by that point, it was too late. You know, the streets are talking. So this is how it goes, people. The streets, that's why you got to watch what you say, watch what you do, because the streets, and it moves fast. It crosses the state lines quick, and stuff will be all over the place. And you be like, no, that's not what I said. That's not how it went, you know. But, you know, sometimes this is why we have to get on social media or podcasts and explain these things to people. So then I put in one of my songs that, because people was telling me to help 50 because 50 was trying to get back up, you know, and I made G-Unit name very heavy in Buffalo, New York, very, very heavy in Buffalo, New York. And when they came there, only one that showed us love was Lloyd Banks, okay? Lloyd Banks came out in the city, walked the city, you know what I mean, and showed us love. So I had to give, you know, even though people kept saying, help 50, help 50, I didn't sleep easy because I knew it really wasn't him that gave us the love, that walked the city. You understand what I'm saying? So I had to give something to Banks. I had no other choice. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know, I got to make this song, and with Shady, because when I gave G-Unit my love, okay, back in, what year was that? 2002, 2001. They don't realize that they was getting athlete love. Okay? Meaning, what the Buffalo Bills gave me, I was handed over to them. Okay? Which is the top of the entertainment business. Okay? So I just wanted to throw that out there. People don't understand how this thing rolls. Okay? So when they came to our city, this is why they got the love that they got. Even though they didn't come to our city per se, they came to Rochester, which is just, it's like sister cities, because it's not that far away from each other. But yeah, but then they came to stay in Buffalo, New York. So when they came to Buffalo, New York, we wanted to see that love, and only one that gave us that love was Lloyd Banks. Okay, so I just wanted to throw that out there. Before that happened, they start giving me the boxer love, okay? And I told y'all about the show that I had gave. I didn't perform in the show. I was the host of the show, okay? And before I hosted that show, I was sent out to meet Sugar Ray Leonard, okay? So now that they're throwing more athletes at me. You know what I mean? This is the city that does this, okay? It's not that you just pick and choose. You out there running from over here trying to meet these athletes. No, it don't work that way. They come to you. If you popping like that, they come to you, okay? And I was told that I needed to go and meet Sugar Ray, okay? So I went out and I met Sugar Ray. He gave me tickets for my crew so we can attend his show because he had a big boxing match in Buffalo, New York. And this is how things were done. You understand what I'm saying? When whoever was popping, they made sure that you was in the building of their show. Today is totally different. They're doing things totally different. And it took me a while to recognize what they were doing and why they were doing things totally different. But we didn't have to worry about all the drama. We didn't worry about that thing. That drama didn't even exist. We was out there to have fun and support the other person. So the stuff that goes on now where artists are scared to go hang out with other artists because they're afraid something's going to happen. You got artists, they don't even want to come outside. You know, things are so much different. And this is why I kind of pull back in this music industry. I don't even want part of it. I'm getting ready to go back up with my other peoples because I ain't got time to be dealing with a bunch of music artists that don't know who they are and what they stand for. And you shouldn't be hiding and running from anything because you're putting work in. You know, don't be on social media being a gangster if you're really not a gangster. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these people are really gangsters, okay? Even some of these athletes, they come from the hood and worked their way up in school and became who they are. So you can't just be out here throwing your mouth around, saying all kind of things. And then when this person approach you, you know, and so you don't want to be approachable, so you hide. Okay? So you just can't do it. Y'all have messed up the industry so bad, it's unreal. You know, it's just sad, you know? Or you're out telling lies, you know, about stuff that y'all know nothing about. Instead of coming saying, you know, let me go this way because I want to get the facts. You know? That's the way it works. But anyway, I just thought I would explain that to y'all. So when I speak, once again, when I speak about Shady and I'm screaming, Shady, Shady, I'm talking about Shady McCoy, Buffalo Bills. Shout out to the Buffalo Bills. I'm proud of you guys. You know, they had it coming though. You know, it was a long coming, but they did it, and I'm proud of them. You know, love you guys. You know, I'm gonna always love Buffalo, always, because they put me on. Okay, even though New York City. See, the thing about New York City was, it was so many of us. You know, the competition was so heavy, you know. So when we left and we came to a city where there was no competition, that's why we was able to get our love. You follow me? Because sometimes it'd be so much competition in one city that you can only get a little piece. Some people are happy with that. We wasn't happy with that. Okay? We wanted more love. We didn't want to have to compete, because who wants to compete? You shouldn't have to compete for something that, you know, and this is the thing too. When people are not in the same rim that you're in, what are you competing against? Or the same, and I think I mentioned this yesterday, or the same organizations that you're with, what are you competing with? So it's like you are competing with yourself, because you can't compete with me, because I'm still have my status because I'm with an organization. Okay? Now, I talked about yesterday the science and the athletes. You know, my family was athletes. You know, they loved athletes. So this is why I chose, you know, to go to high school for becoming an athlete versus science, because athletes make good money, but it's a chance you take. Granted, I messed up and had a baby young, and my dreams went down the drain, you know, but I said, I'm not going to let it stop me. Okay. So I wasn't an athlete, a pro athlete, running or playing tennis. I didn't make it there, but that's fine. So I big up the ones that did make it, you know, and can continue to do my sports. You know, like y'all watch my video on Revolt with what is it called? Ayaya. Where I'm beating up the couch with my tennis racket. You know, that was to show, you know, my love to the tennis team that's out here, because I should have been with them. You know, however, sometimes things happen in life to where we have to let go. You know, and having kids can be one of them. You lose a lot of dreams when you have kids, because now you got not only you to take care of, but that child as well. You know, so this is why I'm talking to y'all, because if y'all thinking about having babies and all that stuff, don't do it. Not now. Live your life first. I mean, there's things that you can do when you have children, but it limits you. It limits you. So I told y'all I had took the police test. I had wanted to be a police officer. I was limited. This is what I resulted to because I had a baby. Then I said, okay, the police thing ain't gonna work. I'll go to the Army. My mother wasn't having it. That wasn't gonna work either. So, it's just so much that I was trying to do to stay up because this is who I was. You know what I mean? However, I let go of those other dreams to say I can still be somebody. I may not be that pro athlete that I wanted to be, but I'm going to still be somebody, but I still hold that title as an athlete because that's what I started out as, an athlete. I used to roller skate. Anything that was active, that was my life. Roller skating, double dutch, running, handball, tennis. I even was getting to be a cheerleader. Okay. That was at King, but that's when I got pregnant, So, I'm just saying, y'all, think about what you want to do, really think about it and think about the things that can stop you from doing these things. You know what I mean? And I'm a product of that. And this is why I talk to you guys, because I don't want y'all to make the same mistakes I made. I want to see y'all successful. And I'm not saying having a baby is going to stop you from doing all of the things that you want to do. It just makes it easier when you don't have that baby. Like, shout out to Nikki. A lot of people tell her, oh, go sit down and have a baby and then be in a family, But she wanted to make sure that her life was straight before she sat down and had that baby. And she did it right. Shout out to Nicki Minaj. You live your life, make your money, be all you can be, and then now you bring that beautiful life into the world. That's the way it's supposed to be done. Okay, so y'all think. Just think. We know kids are a blessing, but they're a blessing that we have to sacrifice for. I have a friend, shout out to her. She's up in Buffalo. I ain't gonna say her name, but she's up in Buffalo. And, I said, you don't have no kids, because she used to adore my kids. She would come and want to buy them stuff and, just show them all kind of loves. And I'd tell her, big old auntie, because she was like the auntie, she come. And I said, well, you ain't gonna have no kids. We want you to have a baby. She was like, no, girl. She said, I am too selfish. And I didn't understand what she meant. Okay, but I as time went on, I understood. If you love you too much, you can't give to someone else. So she chose not to have any children because she knew she liked to shop. She didn't want to share. She liked to shop. She liked to go travel when she felt like it. She liked to do whatever she wanted to do without any roadblocks. Okay? Because when you got kids, you always going to have some roadblocks. It's going to always be something. Okay? So I commend her for that, for making that choice. This is why I made that song, Your World, Your Choice. And that's doing pretty well as well. I'm surprised, because when I released it the first time, it didn't do nothing. But this time, it's doing pretty well. So that's like the fourth song of mine that's doing, okay. People are really listening, But yeah, it's your world, your choice. You know what you are able and willing to give in life. Just like being in a relationship, when you're in a relationship, you have to give a lot. It's not something that you just, you jump, okay, I got a boyfriend or I got a girlfriend. You got to put work in. You don't just, wake up and have this mate and this thing is all about you. You can't do that. You have to share. Who said it? Chris Rock is equal, equality. He threw that out there. I seen a post yesterday, and it's the truth. You're there to serve each other. in a relationship. And if you can't be a person to serve, then you don't need to be in a relationship. That's just the bottom line. And the same with having babies. If you're not willing to give your life over to this child, then you don't need to have any. And that's just what it is. It's not built for everybody. Some people, they get the love from the kids, from other people's kids. They say, I'll love up on your kids. And then when I'm ready to go, I go. And I can respect it. But yeah, that's my life in Buffalo. I was well loved by many. And I think I told y'all about DMX. When DMX came, they said, well, what's the most popping things in Buffalo? They knew it was Magic City and Deja. Magic City was a barbershop, not a strip club like in Atlanta. It was a barbershop. And I made money out of the barbershop because the guys would come and get their hair cut and they want food from Deja. Then, shout out to Greg. May he rest in peace. That was one of my good friends. He owned Magic City. He's another one that turned me up, tremendously in that city. He the one who led me to Toronto, okay? Because I was one of his overseers of the shows that he would give or parties that he would give, because he was a promoter and he had a lot of businesses. He owned a lot of homes, and it bothers me when I talk about him because he committed suicide and it hurts so bad. When I heard it just and I was mad at everybody that was a part of him. I was angry with them. I was angry. I'm like, why didn't y'all listen to him? Because that's one of the things that me and him built. I would just listen to him, because sometimes you need someone to talk to. And I would just listen to Greg. He'd go on and on and on. Then he'd say, all right, come on. I got to clean up and shut the shop down, and I'll help him clean up real quick. He'd be like, you going to the club? Yeah, I'm going to go to the club. Let me run over here and get dressed real quick, run, take a shower and get dressed. And then we'll meet out at the club and we'll still chit chat and talk. Sometimes we'll just sit there and just talk, you know what I mean? And for me to hear that after I was gone for years, that his life had went down so bad mentally, it just hurt people. It hurts, and this is one of the reasons why I listen to everybody when they're going through things, because you never know where their mind is at. You just never know. You never know what they're thinking and what they could be thinking. And just by you being there to listen and say, you know what, let me give you my input, or just listening to them getting it out, sometimes just be enough, But Greg was the one, I'll never forget the day he came to me and he was like, because he had a record, so he couldn't go over to Canada. And he said, Deja, he said, I need you. And I said, what? He said, I'm promoting this party up in Toronto, and I need you to be there. And I'm like, why? And he was like, I can't go over the border. How you gonna do a party in another country and you can't go over the border? So I'm laughing at him, He's like, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Money-wise, I just need you to go up there and turn up for me. And I'm like, all right. So, of course, me and the girls, we packed it up, got in the van, and we headed to Toronto. And that's how my name got to Canada, A lot of people didn't understand, how is her name all the way in Canada, in Toronto, and that's how. Okay, so I just want to throw that out there, how I got from Western New York, okay, all the way up to Canada, okay, and from Western New York to Detroit, because people even knew about me in Detroit because I had a friend And my brother used to go to Detroit. He was dating a woman that her family was from Detroit. And they would go over there all the time, go up to Detroit all the time, and I would talk to her family from Detroit. They would come down to Buffalo. And this is how my name hit the States, because the streets is always talking. Okay. So for those that, just don't understand the way this thing go, now you know. Okay. Now you know. If the streets don't know about you, it's like you're irrelevant. And that's how it was when we came up. Now it's the social media thing. Everybody is social media famous, And it tickles me. I sit back and I laugh about it. I'm like, well, who are you? I go outside and I'll ask certain people, like, well, this particular singer or rapper, and they look at me like, no. And I'm talking about these are platinum artists. I'm like, I ain't never heard of them. Well, this song, I ain't never heard the song. And I'm like, okay, forget it. Just forget it. The streets is totally different from social media. It's a different type of level, so you can't be afraid to be out there. And that's just the bottom line. You know what I mean? Of course, you got your haters. You're going to always have your haters. But you got to be always ready for them. You know what I mean? If they come at you, but you stick and move. You stick and move. You ain't got time for people with their nonsense. You don't want no drama. You do you. Let them do them. If they watch them, let them keep watching. That's the way it works. I've been in this thing for a very, very long time. But I just hit the music side of things within the last 7 years. Okay? And I just wanted to let y'all know the top, and I'm going to say it again, even though we got rappers that got so much money now that they're even buying stadiums and buying stocks in basketball teams and stuff like that. But they're still the top athletes. This is why the rappers invest in them. I mean, the top entertainment, I meant to say. This is why the rappers invest in them, because they are the top entertainment. It's $1 billion industry. Athletes alone. Okay? So I just want to throw that out there so y'all know, and shout out to a lot of the singers and rappers that did, step up to the game and date some of the athletes, because technically you're not on their level. So for them to step down and say, hey, because, they like top class models, they like trophy wives, So for them to step down and say, okay, well, you're a singer and I'll deal with you, that's a big compliment. Okay, that's a very big compliment. Shout out to Sierra. She's one of those. And she picked up an athlete husband. And may God continue to bless you, girl. But anyway, yeah, that's the way it goes. So you respect the athletes because they're the real money. Their money is contracted. And y'all notice, even though we couldn't go and see them play, they still playing. Ain't nobody in the stadiums, but they still playing. Because it's $1 billion industry that just can't be broken. Okay? So I just wanted to explain that to y'all. I don't know why they haven't explained these things to y'all. They expect y'all to figure it out. But, sometimes y'all just can't figure it out. But this is what it is. This is the truth. Well, this is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Deja, Jackie, whatever y'all call me. I love y'all all. And y'all make sure y'all continue to listen to that Cadillac, me and Lloyd Banks, because it's doing pretty well right now. It is actually in the States, the United States. We was doing okay outside of the United States, but now I'm so proud it is running here in the United States. So I'm thankful. I'm thankful, y'all. I'm blessed. I feel blessed. I love y'all all. I'll talk to y'all soon.